Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to cover an unconventional and very interesting build, which is the support Core Guardian. I would not consider it an alternative to the normal Firebrand, but still I think it can help you learn the Firebrand if you are maybe not sure how to play Firebrand and need an intermediate build, some bridge to the Firebrand. I think this build works really well for you because it has an insane amount of self-sustain, an insane amount of break stance, and also a lot of stability, cleanses, and also heals. As I already said, this build cannot replace the Firebrand, but still it has the same role. Maybe you have a new character and you don't have the Firebrand unlocked, you could play this one, the gears are the same, so it works. It can really provide even more stability than the Firebrand, but Firebrand is just better because it has an AoE break stun for your allies on your elite mantra, the mantra of liberation, which the Core Guardian lacks, of course, and also the Firebrand, most importantly, has the F3 Tome, which is a huge field pulsing resistance. You get a lot of resistance with this, and also you have the resistant trait on the Stoic Demeanor on the Firebrand, while you lack any resistance for your allies on the Core Guardian support build, which I will cover in this video. So please keep this build with a grain of salt. The build features Valor, Virtues and Honor as trait lines. On Firebrand we sacrifice the Valor trait line because it is the less interesting out of the three, but for this build Valor is essential and I will tell you why in a second. So we get this minor trait, which is an Aegis whenever we are struck while below the health threshold, once every 30 seconds. I cover also the minor traits because Aegis is really needed in this build and I will tell you why in a second. Here you can choose from Lesser Smite conditions or Strength of the Fallen. I would go personally for Strength of the Fallen, is more conditions removal. Then we get some protection when we block an incoming attack with Aegis, and we will have a lot of Aegis. Stalwart Defender, so this will reduce the cooldown of your shield skills, so you will proc more protection and Aegis, and also an additional knockback and healing when you press it again, and also additional toughness whenever we wield a shield. If you are not sure about this, if this trait doesn't convince you, you could also go for this one. Blocking an attack grants Aegis to nearby allies, so we need Aegis, this is a good alternative. But also reducing the cooldown on shield skills is very good. So in my opinion, just go Stalwart Defender, because also of the extra toughness, which helps you tank more. Then here we get some might for ourselves. Then here, this is a very interesting trait. Aegis you grant reduces the recharge time of Virtue Skill 3 when it blocks an attack. So basically we have Retreat, Advance, sorry, it was changed in the name. We grant these Aegis and also to ourselves. Whenever the Aegis we apply to our allies and to ourselves is used because we get hit or our allies get hit, so basically we reduce the cooldown of the F3 by 1 second. I will show you in a clip in a bit, but this is how it works. You have this Virtue on cooldown, then you apply Aegis to everyone around, and each time that Aegis is expanded by blocking an attack, the cooldown is reduced by 1 second per Aegis expanded, so meaning that a retreat, which applies Aegis to 5 targets, will reduce the cooldown of your F3 by 5 seconds, which is huge. You can really spam stability with this build thanks to this Aegis spam. On Valor we have Might on the F1, Regeneration on the F2 and a lot of protection on the F3, which is huge because we will spam the F3, so we will spam protection more. Then we have Master of Consecration, 2 more seconds on our Hallowed Ground, which is huge. Hallowed Ground is used whenever we have cooldown on Stand Your Ground and on the Virtue of Courage, so it will fill the gaps of stability you will have in between your F3s. Then we have Absolute Resolve. Whenever we press our F2, we will remove 3 conditions from ourselves and also from allies. And also the passive effect of the F2 is stronger by 25%. And then here we get Indomitable Courage, which basically allows our F3 to give stability. In fact, if you don't run this trait, you don't have stability on the F3. nor for you, nor for your allies. So we need to run Indomitable Courage, and also it is a break stun only for ourselves. So keep this in mind, you cannot save your allies by break stunning them with this skill. You just break stun yourself. Then we run Honor, pretty standard. We run Invigorated Bulwark for the additional healing and reduction on the mace skills, and also increased boon duration. Then we have this one trait, Selfless Daring, which is huge. Most of the time you will see on your arc DPS as your top skill to heal your allies, together with the F2 and your skill 6. So it's huge to cover and to let you know to beware of this trait. Here we have Aegis heals when it blocks an attack. I think I don't need to explain this. You will spam a lot of Aegis, and each Aegis will heal for like 1k if you count every modifier you have. So this is the better trait on this trait line. Then here, Force of Will, increased vitality, healing others is improved based on a percentage of your vitality, so additional healing and additional like 3k HP with this trait. If you feel like you don't need the extra HP and the extra healing, you could also go for the healing symbols. We will spam a lot of symbols with the skill 2 from the mace and the skill 3 from the staff, and every pulse will heal the allies, and this pool is separated by the regeneration or other regenerative effects. So this is additional heals, but still I don't think this would be worth it. Otherwise, if you need more Condy cleanses, you could also go for the Pure of Voice, shout skills, convert conditions to boons on an allies, one condition converted to boon. We run 3 shouts, the healing skill, stand your ground and retreat, and also retreat as 2 stacks, so it means 4 shouts basically. If you need more Condy cleanses for your party, if you see your secondary support is struggling or maybe is definitely absent, you can go Pure of Voice. In my opinion, don't go Wreath of Persistence, just go Force of Will 90% of the time and Pure of Voice the remaining 10%. The gears are very similar to the Firebrand gears. We have everything on Minstrel because we need to be tanky and to heal and also to have a lot of concentration, so our boons will last more on our allies and on ourselves. The rune is Superior Rune of the Water, which is very similar to the Monk rune, but it has less healing power but more boon duration, and I think boon duration is better on Guardian because healing is not that much. You cannot heal as much like the Heal Vindicator or Druids or maybe even the Tempest. You heal a lot less compared to them, so just go for boon duration so your stability lasts extra seconds. On the staff, Superior Sigil of Transference, so increase the healing, and Superior Sigil of Energy. Energy is needed because an additional dodge is needed to stay alive more, and also your dodges will heal your allies for a huge chunk, so consider going Superior Sigil of Energy. On the mace we run Benevolence as a sigil to increase some healing, but if you don't like this option, which is cool, you can also go for the Superior Sigil of Bounty, which is additional concentration up to 25 stacks, multiplied for 9 is like 225 concentration, so you will reach the boon duration cap. It's a nice option. You could go 50% Benevolence, 50% Bounty. It's up to you. Then on the shield, again Superior Sigil of Energy, so we will have an extra dodge every time we swap weapon from staff to mace and from mace to staff. Every trinket is Minstrel again. The relic is the Relic of the Herald. Whenever we apply a boon to ourselves or our allies, we get 1 stack of this, which is 25 concentration, maximum 10 stacks. So, for example, you see Empower, it's 4 might per pulse, so it means we are 2 here, actually 3. Okay, I also buffed this guy. You see 10 stacks of that. Let's see it again. Right now I am on 75 boon duration with maximum stacks 91, almost 92. So maybe it's overkilling to go Superior Sigil of Bounty here. But still I am running these foods. Delicious Rice Bowl, it has no heal, it has no concentration. You should be running this one, the Ascended one, which maybe the commander will drop for you for all the Zerg. And then as a oil, I run the Peppermint oil. Maybe there are better oils, but I think they are not worth it. They cost like 1 gold each. Just go for this one, the difference is abysmal. Your healing skill will be Receive the Light, which is a huge heal in front of you. The first pulse will also heal you for a huge amount, and then the secondary pulses will heal you and also your allies for a major amount, up to 5 pulses. It's a channeled skill, so please be careful, don't get interrupted during this and don't interrupt it yourself. As you can see, it heals for a lot. If you consider every modifier, you can heal allies like for 8k, maybe even more. Then we have Stand Your Ground. It's an immediate stability and resolution AoE, 5 stacks of stability for like 10 seconds, almost 11 seconds, and it's also a break stun for yourself. Hallowed Ground, it's a huge AoE which pulses resolution and stability every second. 1 stack of stability is not that much, but it's 1 stack every second, so it's huge, and it's a total of 10 pulses, which is very strong. Then we run Advance, which is a shout. We have 2 stacks of Advance, which can be used in between 5 seconds each other, and it will apply Aegis and Swiftness on your allies basically forever. You see perma Swiftness, 35 seconds Swiftness on apply, and then the cooldown is like 30 seconds, and basically this makes it perma Swiftness. But this is run mostly for the Aegis component, of course. And then we have Renewed Focus. You become invulnerable for 3 seconds, and at the end of the channel you will have your F1, F2 and F3 reset. You should use it whenever you don't have any stability left. Your F3 is still on a cooldown and you need stability immediately. You press it, you go invulnerable. After 3 seconds you have your F3 ready again, and you can enter the loop of the stability spamming again with the Aegis spam, and every Aegis will recharge your stability, of course. The weapon skills from the mace are the auto attack, which consists in 3 chains. The last chain will also apply some healing to 5 targets around you. 1, 2 and 3, which is very slow, will apply some healing to you and your allies. You will not be using this a lot, but it's nice to know. If you have nothing left, just auto attack with your mace. Your skill 2 is a symbol on the ground which pulses regeneration, a lot of regeneration, and also it has a very low cooldown, and the regeneration duration is kinda high if you get every pulses on you. Then we have Protector Strike. We will perform this block, and if we get interrupted, we will block an attack and also apply Aegis and protection in an area around us to our allies. The skill 4 applies some damage on enemies and also protection and Aegis on the affected allies and also on yourself. The skill 5 is a big CC around you, and if you press it again, you will heal inside this AoE you just created. On this staff we have the auto attack, which is a ranged auto attack, single target, 3 targets and 5 targets. It can be reflected, so don't spam it even if the damage is kinda low. The skill 2 is a combo finisher blast, which also will apply some damage on the enemies and also healing on your allies. So it will pulse 4 times healing on your allies, and then at the end it will perform some damage on the enemies. You should be using this on your allies because your damage is ridiculous, so you just need to heal. And also, since this is a combo finisher blast, I recommend to use it whenever there is a fire field on the ground, like Hallowed Ground, so you can blast it for additional might. Otherwise, if you need more condition cleanses, you can drop your light field, like the symbol of Swiftness, and then you can blast it with the skill 2. Area cleanse conditions, sorry, and you will cleanse a condition from 5 targets with this trick. Empower is a pulsing might, you see, 4, 8, 12 stacks on this guy, and also each pulse will heal, and the final heal, which apply a bigger heal. The final pulse will apply a bigger heal. The skill 5 is Line of Warding. It creates this line which cannot be crossed unless you have stability, and it will hit 10 targets. So if the targets have stability, they will get 1 stack of stability removed by this one. It's a very good CC, and it should be coordinated by every Firebrand or Guardian in the squad, so the enemies will run out of stability just by walking into the Line of Warding. Let's take a look at the virtues. Your F1 is your least useful virtue because it just applies some might and some resolution around you to 5 allies, and the passive and the active effect don't really matter because conditions are bad in War vs World, Zerg fights, and also you have 0 condition damage and condition duration. So just use this whenever you can, so you can apply some might to your allies and also some resolution. Your F2 is your main healing skill on your arc DPS at the end of the fight, because it has a really low cooldown, 25 seconds. It will heal, as you can see, almost 4k without modifiers. Also, it will apply regeneration. It will have a passive component, which is the Resolve, which applies some healing on you and also endurance regeneration. And then also the base version of this skill will remove 2 conditions from you, and with the trait we run, we will remove additionally 3 conditions from ourselves and 3 conditions from allies. So basically total is 5 conditions removed from ourselves and 3 from allies. This is very good to use if you need to condition cleanse your party, which you shouldn't, but if you don't have a secondary support, you could go for this. And then you can go maybe Superior Rune of the Trooper, which I don't have, the Relic of the Trooper, which is the Condi cleanse on the shout. So you receive the light, stand your ground and retreat, will remove an additional condition. And if you need even more Condi cleanses, you can go Pure of Voice, as already mentioned. The F3 is what makes this build work. You press it, you will apply Aegis around you, and also stability and protection and resolution, and also it will break stun to you. You press it, you see now you have cooldown here. Whenever you apply an Aegis on the allies and on yourself, and that Aegis is expanded, you will reduce the cooldown of this by 1 second per every Aegis expanded. Let's get into a commentary of a real fight, so I will show you how it works. This is the most important part of this video, because here I will tell you the rotation to be following during the fights, so you can reach 100% stability uptime and also some Condi cleanse on your allies and whatever else you will need as a support. Let's get into it. The fight starts, I immediately press my F3, and this F3 will apply some Aegis around me, and so the Aegis is expanded when we get hit from the enemies, and so the cooldown reduction will start. Some CCs on the enemies, Empower, because the enemies are still far, I can channel it, I also... sorry, nothing. Then Retreat, I also spammed some Retreat during this time, I didn't tell you, sorry. So the Retreat will apply Aegis around me, the Aegis will be expanded, and the cooldown reduction will apply on the F3. At this point we are about to clash, immediately skill 4 in front of me, which applies protection and Aegis, so the Aegis is expanded and my F3 cooldown goes down again. I go for Stand Your Ground, skill 2 from the mace, Retreat, you see additional cooldown reduction here, let's get to it again. F3 is ready again, I can use it when I see the stability is gone. So right now we have like 11 stacks of stability on us. I use it again because I was stripped again, I don't have stability, I have just 1 stack, maybe from the Chronomancer. Some Aegis spam, the skill 3 and the skill 4. So skill 3 of the mace is Aegis, skill 4 of the shield is Aegis again. So these are your main sources of Aegis together with the F3 and the Retreat. Skill 2 from the mace for additional protection, skill 3, skill 5 from the staff, then Hallowed Ground here because I had no more stability left and I also thought the enemies were coming to us. So here I kinda wasted my Hallowed Ground, but still it's okay, I guess. I have everything up ready, I have Stand Your Ground, I have Retreat to reduce the cooldown of the F3. At this point F3 is ready again, I press it. Skill 2 to heal our allies, skill 3 for the Aegis. Keep in mind that Aegis is not only good to block an attack, but also to reduce the cooldown of your F3, so you should be spamming Aegis as soon as you can. At this point we are going on the enemies, skill 2 on the ground, the enemies are coming again, F2. At this point you see, maybe it was a mistake, I didn't have any stability left, so before the fight starts, I go for the elite skill, so I get reset on my F3 immediately when I get it back. You start spamming Aegis again with your skill 3 from the mace and the skill 4 from the shield. You see the cooldown reduction is kinda crazy, then you go behind your allies and you heal in front of you with the skill 6. Then we have Stand Your Ground ready, I have a lot of stability for a lot of time. I should be fine for the F3. Right now you see the F3 is on cooldown and I have Aegis, but still I am covered by stability, so you should not be wasting these Aegis for this reduction here. Just wait it up. You see F3 ready, I use it, and then you can use Aegis for the reduction, because otherwise it would be a bit wasted. Skill 4, skill 3, Aegis again, you see it's almost ready again. In the meanwhile you go Hallowed Ground, a lot of stability here. I am out of Aegis right now, I have Stand Your Ground, I should be fine for these 10 seconds. I have Aegis from the skill 3 from the mace. Retreat, F3 ready again, skill 4 from the shield, skill 5, and you see a lot of stability, the enemies start dying, and at this point the fight is not over yet, but it's almost over. We are about to clash again. Stand Your Ground is up again, Aegis again, Aegis from the skill 4 from the shield, F3 is ready again, don't use it yet because you have a lot of stacks of stability. I used it, it's okay, my mistakes, I'm still learning. Then I'm trying to revive this guy, we revived it, okay, skill 5 to heals, Hallowed Ground, skill 4 for additional reduction on the F3. It's kinda the same loop, basically you press your F3 and after that skill 3 from the mace, skill 4 from the shield, you spam your retreats, and also you have some passive Aegis regeneration. Then you go melee, Stand Your Ground, I have the elite skill ready again, you see I'm out of stability for my allies and I don't have Aegis ready, 20 seconds of cooldown on the F3, 20 second cooldown on the Stand Your Ground, and Hallowed Ground also. So I go elite skill, so I have my F3 ready, stability is about to time out here, always watch your boon bar and the boon bar of your allies. F2, F3, okay, I don't have Aegis left, here basically I smashed my keyboard with every button of my keyboard because the fight was over, you see how many downies were there, so just press everything at this point and you will win the fight. Okay guys, this was all for today's video. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this build, if you maybe already tried it on a different variant. I saw some commanders playing this build, but on a Dragon Hunter, so you could spam your F3 big blocks AoE, which is nice to have and to command on, but I think this one is better to support your allies as a core guardian. Thank you for watching, please leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoy my content, it really helps me understand if you like my certain videos of mine, like the builds are the most popular in my channel, but not every build of course. Let me know also what you would see to be featured in my channel in the next video. Thank you for watching again and see you on to the next video. Bye bye.